Hi there guys, here I am for another video, and in this video I'm going to be doing another review on a film that I love to death. I think that it's like one of the only two good films from the year. I mean, not only two good films, it's the second best film of 2012, and that is Cabin in the Woods 2012, which is 2012 R-rated 95-minute horror mystery thriller. And I'm mainly doing this because I've done a fun hour and 10-minute, 2 minutes shy from being a full-blown hour and 10-minute rant on the Evil Dead remake, which I consider this to be the Evil Dead remake, and I consider this film to be the end-all be-all of all Cabin in the Woods movies. This movie, I fucking love it. I love it. And I understand that there's quite a few people who hate it, and I respect their opinion. I think that they have the goddamn right to have that opinion, and I'm not going to be hating on them for it. But this film, Drag Me to Hell, is on. There are people who like this film also like this one. Drag Me to Hell was a piece of shit film. It was horribly made, and just was a bad movie. And the comedy in that film didn't work. Sam Raimi was just being a horrible director. His creativity in that, there was zero creativity. It was just jump scares, and a whole bunch of other bullshit. The whole plot was shitty in that movie. But this guy here, really, Drew Goddard, I don't know, whatever, Drew Goddard had everything that could be closer to an Evil Dead remake than the Evil Dead remake that we have. This film had originality. It was they tweaked a whole bunch of other things that happen in other films like The Truman Show, but they made it their own. They had enough tweaks, and it just was near perfection. I seriously want to know what Drew Goddard done. I believe he written the screenplay for World War Z and Cloverfield, two films that I really enjoyed. Two films. There's World War Z. There's plenty of different writers on that film, so yeah. But Drew Goddard has huge potential to be a wonderful director, and this is his first film and his only film so far, and I seriously want to see more from this guy. But this is like, they originally made this film back in, like, I believe in 2008. In 2008 they made this film, and then it was delayed due to multiple reasons. Like, one of them is 3D conversion, which the filmmakers weren't a big fan of, and then also some legal troubles. So the 2008 release date got postponed to 2012, which 2012 was a perfect year for this film. Anyways, let's start the review off. The film starts off with these little sacrificial viewings of like these painting sacrificial with blood drops and shit, with the blood drops, and then you meet up with the two honest, really, the scene stealers of this film. You have Bradford Whitford. This guy, Bradford Whitford, Bradley, actually, the IMDb page refers to him as Bradley Whitford. And this guy, you've seen him in a whole bunch of films. I believe that he recently was in like a really shitty cop show. I honestly don't remember the name of the cop show, but I believe that it didn't last long. I'm not seeing it. Well, I'm just gonna say, oh, I think it was The Good Guys. I'm just going to see. Yeah, it's Good Guys. I believe that it's canceled. And that sucks. That honestly sucks, but whatever. You meet up with Bradley Whitford, who's just... he provides great dialogue. Like he speaks to Richard Jenkins. You fucking know this guy, Richard Jenkins. Usually, is a bit of a dead weight to some films, not all films. He does have some really good works on his hand. Like he was great as the father of the two of like, I believe Dale Doback and Step Brothers. Yeah, he has a few roles that aren't so good that he just pops in for, like, what the fuck, we got Richard Jenkins here. But Richard Jenkins and Bradley Whitford, they have great charisma together. You can actually see that these two would be friends from like when they're 16, when they're like 16, like juniors in high school. You could actually see that these people have a history together, and they're talking together, and it's just good. And then you get this beautiful girl who pops in to inform them that some China is gonna have, like, we have to compete with China or whatever. And then China, I don't really remember her name, but she was fucking gorgeous. And she, in multiple scenes, it's like the director of this film, Drew Goddard, seems like every character had a specific writer for their character, that the writer was similar to their personality that they had in the film, and they knew of a way to make the characters interact with. It seems like every in a good way, every actor had a specific writer to their character, and this feels like that way. Yeah, but yeah, and then you get I like how they have Bradley Whitford talking about something, and then Richard Jenkins is trying to fix the lid on his coffee, and it goes like, "Are you fucking ignoring me?" And then you get like the Funny Games remake font font for the names, Cabin in the Woods, with some with some with some hard music going on with it, like scary music going on with it. Then you get cut to some really kick-ass music, and then you meet up with Dana, who is fucking gorgeous in this movie. She was Dana, the main one, the one who is in her underwear, putting stuff in the bag, and in the bag, in her bag, and I'm just getting ready to have a good trip to a cabin in the woods. Great trip to a cabin in the woods. She's packing her books. Then you meet up with her friend I believe, Jules, who I honestly don't find this woman very attractive, but I like their personalities. I like their personalities. Both of them really express cuteness. They express like an innocence, like the characters, the kids in this film have charisma. You could actually see why they're friends. You can see why they're friends. And if you compare it to the Evil Dead remake, which is a piece of shit, I can't really see why any of these people would be friends. Why would any of these people would go to certain lengths to save Mia or whatever? But you could, if Mia was more like Dana and Cabin in the Woods, then I could actually see it, because she expresses innocence, cuteness, a certain cuteness with her behaviors, her facial tones, yeah, just a whole likability and fucking gorgeousness. The only thing Mia has going for her is that she's also fucking gorgeous, beautiful. So yeah, so you meet the characters. You meet fuck, I forgot. Holden, which is this very likable friend to Kurt, Chris Hemsworth character, Chris Hemsworth character's Kurt. It's cool. I understand. It's cool. He is not a dick. He expresses a few the common football addict's personality to a teat. But you could tell that he's not a dick to his friends, and you can tell why he would have a girlfriend. He's likable. Then you meet up with Marty, played by Fran Kranz, which you would, if you watch Donnie Darko, he's in a small thing in Donnie Darko, and that's a great movie. And it's also in a really good movie, Training Day. Fran Kranz is a terrific actor as well. See, Fran Kranz as Marty breaks this. He still shares the common stereotype of a pothead, but it still shares the similarities. But it kind of breaks the stereotype of the common pothead, and when his introduction is so badass, he's driving his car with marijuana smoke, and then people are like, "Are you fucking idiot? Are you fucking idiot?" And then he goes like, a statistical fact that nobody's gonna take a big old person with a big old bong in his car, and then Kurt goes like, well, no, we're not gonna take a big old bong in their car. Then he's very clever, and he has this traction, this bong that turns into a furnace, coffee mug, and then he goes like, yeah, this is so much likability, so much creativity. What a great way to introduce these characters. And if you watch the film later on, which I'm about to get to, they share their similarities to they are a very light version of themselves, here, but they still express some of those character traits, but not to a bad point. And then they drive away, and then you have this guy saying they have left the nest, and then they drive off to basically like a character like Crazy Ralph in Friday the 13th Part 1 and 2. They run into that guy, and he's owner of like some sort of broken down gas station, and all the characters share great dialogue. Like I believe Marty says, I believe that these are bartered gas, and I barter gas, and then a whole bunch of like, it's just great dialogue, a lot of likability to develop the characters. And then while the guy's being a dick to them, Marty comes back and says, well, you're being an asshole to my friend, and then walks away and says, alright, fucker. And this is great. And then they drive off, and then you meet the cabin, and they have great, interesting shots, and the creativity here. The creativity is glowing throughout this film. Okay, you have a scene where this guy Holden, is having a moral dilemma with seeing this girl through this mirror, and it's really just great. You see that, and then you see the characters going through their stages of getting drugged, and then you see the people working downstairs, getting prepared, and saying, ready to roll. And then you meet up with Kurt being like a funny little bastard, goes like, there's something in the water, pushes his girlfriend in, and it's all fucking cute and lovable, and all these characters, you don't want them to die, because they share so much lovability. They share so much. They're nice, and everything's good about them. While you watch Evil Dead 2013, on the other hand, you're just like, there's meat for the grinder. Bye bye, Eric. Bye bye, David. Fuck you, Mia. And then they have like a whole bunch of scenes where they're placing bets on who's gonna be the attackers of this group, and then after you see that they're gonna find the attackers of this group, they go out after a very crazy while Kurt and Jules are getting ready to do the dirty deeds, have her attack him, and they have great truth or dare, and then they have like truth or dare, and this girl Jules makes out with deer, a wolf head, and then yeah, and there's some great foreshadowing when they're driving their way to the cabin. Marty is saying that the world needs to crumble, We're just filling in the cracks. Don't want people to go believe position my ass, and then just some great dialogue there. And then while they get attacked, you get some good imaginativity to the characters. They see them one getting this throat there, and then you see the one them. Then you get to see a great shot of this girl swimming, and then you get to see the people starting to celebrate, and then they're just partying, and then something goes haywire, and then they go like the fool's still alive, and then they Marty finds the underground lair, and then they have a whole bunch of carnage and mayhem. You get a great cameo from Sigourney Weaver, and then you see all these monsters. You see a Pinhead, similar character, and then you see, then basically this film is basically, this could, in any horror film, in any horror film, other than like there's just some films that wouldn't make sense being in this happening. Like, don't get how like Freddy Krueger could attack the kids in the dreams if he's underneath the lair, but they'll figure out a way. And all I have to say is that this film is a whole bunch of this could happen in like all the Friday the 13th films, all the Halloween films. It's a great deal of fun. The characters are really likable. I consider this to be the Evil Dead remake that we deserve. And yeah, goodbye. Thank you.